Got me some power up drinking here. Okay, first and foremost, I'd like to thank everyone who stops by and checks out my videos and the very little bit of content I put out there. Thank you for rocking out with me and accompanying me on this long ass journey of working on this car, through the ups and downs, you know. And this time I'm here to report after another long hiatus. I was recently hurt on my job. I nearly lost an arm, and I got put behind a lot of areas, not just working on my car, you know, some life things, you know, bills, stuff and such, and that kind of thing, you know, when life gets in the way, it really does. So I'm back up to working capacity. I'm getting back to the car where I left off. As you can see, I made an addition, and I wasn't able to report any of that because I got hurt. So let's move on. Okay, picking up from where I left off. I was working on the bumper a little bit. As you can see, it's been scuffed up a bit, getting ready for some putty, if you will. For those who worked auto body, you know what that is. To summarize what I've been doing up until this point, I've taken a Corolla piece of from the bumper, and this here down here goes to a 2003, 2002 Subaru Impreza, a very popular mod amongst other Corolla groups outside of the US. And I've already shown most of what I worked on the bumper up until this point. And I get the question, why so far out? So I wanted to keep the USDM extension while adding my own look. So I'm going with a completely different style setup here. And it'll make sense just a sec. Right, so the style I'm going for is kind of a slightly big body Stanzy build. Kind of a older style, if you will, before everything started to get a little bit more hardcore JDM. So I'm going with a Stance JDM rice. So what's an Asian dish without rice, right? Name one. I dare you to make one. Okay, all jokes aside, I used, in the beginning, a plastic welding iron to fuse the plastic on the back side of the bumper and the front, which is this black lining you see here. And with that alone, made the bumper really solid. There was no rock, no creak, no cracks, nothing fell apart whatsoever. But someone in one of the Corolla groups I'm in recommended I use a plastic welding gun. So, highly recommended. I went and got this highly recommended plastic welding gun, and it has worked a beautiful wonder. As you can see, the black stuff would be the black plastic weld ding, and the little dots you see there, if you can, would be from the plastic welding gun, and it's made this bumper extremely solid, and I mean unbreakable. So now I'm preparing for the next step, which is laying putty down. Those who know a bit or a lot about auto body know what I mean. So now we're nearly caught up to just before I got injured on my job, and during that time I was on the hunt for this very, very hard to find body filler that's made for plastic, rubber, and polyurethane types of repair, i.e. aka bumper repair. And in the auto body industry, because no one knew what the name of this stuff is or what brands make, sell, or carry it, we called it Black Bondo. And if anybody's ever worked with the Black Bondo, it's kind of sticky in nature as to how normal Bondo is, and it's very adherent without even adding any additives or softeners or hardeners. So now we're pretty much caught all up, and because I have not as of yet been able to find this Black Bondo, I decided to use the next best thing, which is Duraglass, a type of fiberglass filler which is also used for plastic
and bumper and rubber repair. It's a little bit harder, but it gets the job done. So I have some on hand. It's not enough to get the project done, so I ordered some more, and it should be here any minute. Which is why my garage door is open and I'm waiting. And I may spread today, I may spread tomorrow, or my next set of off days. So we'll see, depending on what time the package gets here. Okay, the Amazon guy just left. I just picked it up from my front door. He completely ignored me and just walked right by me, didn't even acknowledge my existence. Jerk. So, yeah, let me put this down. I'll crack it open. Grab my razor. It's all the way over here next to my lunch I was eating earlier. Yep, pretty ghetto meal, fried chicken, mac and cheese, veggies. All right. Looks like it was already open. All right, let's see what comes in it. Okay. Come on. I wish I had more arms for moments like this. It comes with hardeners, so I don't have to go buy any. This should be enough to get the job done, but it's not like I'm going to use a lot of it. Alright, can't. Jesus. Oh. Probably wondering why I'm using my left arm. It's the arm that got hurt, and I need to do as much activities as possible with my arm to get it back up. Doesn't look like the can has been compromised. I'm going to leave it in its plastic. So I'm gonna need to go get some paint sticks to mix it up, because there's no telling how long this can has sat on the shelf or in a warehouse somewhere, and I want to make sure there's no settling of the ingredients inside, so I'll have to mix it up. That's the next best step. So getting ready to go do that and go get started. So you may have noticed that there is a completely different Subaru bumper here. I will be using this bumper for a completely different setup as to the one that's on the car. This is why you may have also noticed there are two different size lights here. These lights will go for this bumper, and these lights here will go for that bumper there. I was also working on that before I got hurt, which is why it's here, and why these are here. I mocked these up some months ago, and yeah, this is where we are today. So we'll be talking about that a little bit later once I kind of get a little bit further on this. So let's go get those paint sticks.